All right, we are on part 3, and we're going to talk about bees today. Love bees. So the title of this one is Producing More Plants. Pollen is the sticky yellow powder you see on a plant. Pollination occurs when the pollen is moved from one plant to another. Pollinators are animals that move the pollen. Pollen can also be moved in other ways. So study the picture to discover more about the movements of seeds and pollen. When bees land on a flower, let's see if it'll talk for us. When bees land on a flower, pollen sticks to the bee's legs or body. When the bee lands on other flowers, the pollen is moved to a new flower. Hummingbirds get pollen on their beaks and faces. Then they can carry the pollen to other plants. Seeds need room to grow. Birds eat seeds, then they release the seeds in their droppings as they move. Some seeds have wing-like shapes that allow them to travel when the wind blows. Do you like to blow dandelion seeds? The seeds of dandelions are like parachutes, which help them travel in the wind. This tumbleweed is on the move. Its seeds may break away and new plants may germinate where the seed lands. So that showed us quite a few different ways that seeds move and how plants get pollinated. What are some ways that seeds and pollen are carried from one place to another? Select all that apply. The wind, yes or no? Yep. Roots, didn't hear anything about that. Animals? Yeah, like that cardinal that ate the seeds and then pooped it back out. Branches? And it didn't talk about water, but I know that coconuts travel on the water. So I'm going to click water and see what it says. All right, so let's talk more about hives. Flow hive. Bees use nectar from flowering plants to make honey. Getting the honey from bees can be hard, though. Beekeepers use hives with panels that pull out so they can get to the honey. This disturbs the bees, but it also puts the beekeeper at risk for getting stings. Imagine turning a handle on a beehive and squeezing the honey out of a trap. Father and son, Stuart and Cedar Anderson, are beekeepers in Australia. They spent 10 years inventing this new kind of beehive. Not having to open the hive to get the honey out is much easier for the beekeepers and less stressful for the bees. It is so simple. Honey on tap. It's pretty true. That is awesome. Look at that. This looks like a maple tree. All right, so this is your assignment for today. What problems does Flow Hive Solution solve for beekeepers and the bees? All right, so the first thing we got to do is restate the question. So we're going to say Flow Hive. You notice how both of those words are capital? Because both of my words are capital up here. Solves problems for beekeepers and bees by, do you remember why? I'm actually going to do because. Because they reduce stress on the hive. The beekeepers do not need to open the hive to get honey. So the bees are not disturbed and the beekeepers do not get. I really highly suggest that you look up beekeeper videos and bees because it's just fascinating. Anyway, that's all you have to do today. Please write it out nicely and send it to me.